Hello and welcome to another little mini-series in Starsector. And it has been quite some time since I last played the game, but I would like to set aside about 3 to 4 episodes to investigate a different faction. And on the shopping blog today is the Junkyard Dogs, a faction who has kicked our butts in the past on multiple occasions. And I would like to see how the ships can perform in our hands, for a change if we don't mind. And otherwise the setup is exactly the same. There is no update available for Starsector on most of the mods. I think the only thing we keep ignoring is the bugged update for the pirate mini-mod White. Yeah, indeed it is the case. Alright, so without further ado, we start off our new mini-series here, consisting of about 4 episodes in total, I would think. And of course, we need a portrait befitting of a spacer. And I have decided on this individual with his receding hairline and everything. This guy looks rugged, but he won't be a sir, he will just be a captain, right? Probably Mr. Spacer Joe, incidentally. Maybe some additional colonies could be a good idea, although I'm not in favor of the algorithm sometimes. Let's just say 15 maybe, that should be plenty I hope. Otherwise of course we need to set a flag for the pirates, otherwise the startout is neutral, or at least they used to do. Is it still a thing though? Well, I don't feel like double checking at the moment, I'm sorry. Is there anything else though we want to change? Our commission should make this unnecessary, to be honest. Maybe a couple of demods along the way, because we are scrapping ships for parts, you know. So that gives a guess. You can skip the story, although I don't think it makes any difference ultimately. So, what do we want to go with? Maybe something smaller, because as a reminder also to myself, we have kept our level at 5. So there won't be the super large, massive fleets roaming the galaxy later on in the game, I hope. Yeah, okay, let's just go with a custom selection and see what they have on offer. Of course, we don't need a battle carrier to start out with. Maybe something slightly smaller, because I'm also very rusty at the game, at least when it comes to personally piloting my ship. Yeah, this thing, of course, the Happy Class is an old nemesis of mine. Certainly is fair to say, right? I do like the Adorable, the Heavy Frigate. The Fighter Bay, of course, everyone has drones around here. Every single Junkyard Dog vehicle has some drones, right? If I'm not misremembering, every single one. And some of these ships are ridiculously well armored. Maybe there could be a suitable command for me for composite small hardpoints and one drone bay. It's also a pursuit frigate. I mean, there won't be any shortage of vehicles to try out, you know, so I guess. But a couple of frigates will be in order regardless, you know, for escort duty and whatnot, so we may try that. Also, our custom tanker. I'm not quite sure which version it is. There's like a whole selection of them in the game now, courtesy of the mods I'm using. Yeah, the Irksome, the flying asteroid in a literal sense of the word. Yeah, the cute one, also with drones, of course. Maybe this could be my command post. Maybe. Combat tanker, also with drones. I guess, we only need one tanker ultimately, at least at the moment. That should be good enough to try our luck with some enemy forces, if these fleets are small enough. Also, the hardy tender is extremely good, as we have learned on multiple occasions as well. Well, unfortunately, the enemies love to use this thing against us. Alright, it's a tugboat with some drones, of course. Not quite sure we need a tugboat at the moment with our small and speedy ships, relatively speaking. Alright, maybe one light carrier, I guess it's fine. One pursuit frigate, I think that should be plenty. Yes, we're starting out at level 1, I think that's fine. Although, maybe one starting officer. Yes, I think there will be plenty, and we already have lots of drones, as you can tell. It's a Junkyard Dogs, no surprises here. Unknown works fine. I don't want to have this heavy debt on my mind. All the enemies been spawned in once per month, essentially. We already went down that route, didn't we? So, what do I want to pick for myself here? There will be some personal piloting, of course. We have ridiculous armor on some of these ships, but we can up-armor this regardless. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, stabilizing economy. At least with the default galaxy, there is no crippling shortage of fuel and supplies. Yeah, money is a sign of poverty, of course. Something to take to heart, especially as a junker. But it doesn't really make a difference, of course. So let's just keep going. Alrighty then. Yes, VRAM is low because the system I'm using right now isn't exactly a powerhouse, but it should be plenty here regardless. Alrighty then. Let's just see what we are looking at. We do have some ordnance points remaining. That's my lovely little destroyer. Apparently a pit happens. Sure, we can go with that. I think it should be fine. Okay, then we dock at the nearest station, which is the Star Fortress, of course. What else for the BM? We also do remember that the junker dogs have ridiculous fortresses in their home systems, almost impenetrable on occasion, especially later on in the game. Alright, let's just see here. Outfit the ships maybe before we even continue. This must be our faction bonus, right? Commission crew bonus, to be specific. Excellent. I think that works very well together with our drone complement, as one might assume. What's installed here? Those and Salamanders, Asteroid Breaker. It's a point defense weapon, right? Indeed it is. Of course, at the moment we don't know too many blueprints. I'm not too concerned about cargo space or anything. With some booster rockets. That could be a good idea, right? I think we go with that. So we have some Gnat drones. Support drone incapable of operating independently from the mothership. High maintenance. Maybe. Alright, it's an official military vessel of their faction, of course. Medium range missile launcher, 20 rounds. Solar shielding. Not sure why we would need that. But this reduces energy damage taken by 10% if we fight some Tritakion eventually. This one is slightly damaged with damaged weapon mounts, unfortunately. Otherwise, they're set up exactly the same. I guess it works for me. Then we have a light carrier, but I think our guy is more suitable over here, right? With helmsmanship and everything. Heavy drone comes by default, 4,000 engagement range. I don't think we know any carrier-related blueprints at the moment, since we start out fresh and everything. Armor is slightly degraded, unfortunately, but for carrier that really shouldn't matter. Speaking of weapons, we do have some swarmer missiles up here and some point defense weapons. Okay, and our top speed is probably pretty decent. Yeah, 125 is not outstanding, but I think it's manageable. These are slightly faster, right? This thing should be pretty speedy. The tanker was, what exactly? 135. Let's see about my destroyer. These have an engagement range of 3000. But they are also built in, unfortunately. So in terms of weapons, what's equipped back here? Asteroid Buster Cannon. Some anti-shield missiles already. Asteroid Breakers as point defense. This is essentially the medium variety double barrel, something like that. Add more point defenses on the back. Okay, then let's just see about our weapon groups. I guess these we could fire together, I hope. The other ones have been out of fire, or these point defense weapons. Yeah, because I can only manage so many hotkeys simultaneously, you know. Okay, so 426, and we have a dissipation rate of 460, so that's good enough for the weapons, but not combined with the shields, of course. But we have plenty of armor, although the hull has been degraded somewhat, and the shields are also in terrible shape ultimately. Well, we're trying to offset this somehow, don't we? I guess for now we keep it as it is and see how we can go with that. I think that's acceptable, yes. Otherwise, I'm somewhat satisfied with the current loadout of my fleet. Anything else we need? Maybe some... Yes, I accidentally forgot to disable the tutorial, didn't I? Efficiency overhaul would be great for exploration, but of course we don't need that. What we do need is some supplies. It's already too pricey, I guess. Okay, goodie. Fuel, maybe also a good idea. And these don't seem to be necessary anyway. So we get the ships and we get the accompanying weapons here, of course. And also this thing, since we, of course, skipped the story mission. Missions even. Alright, well, it should finance at least some supplies eventually. We don't need that stuff. Jealous device cannot be sold, is permanently installed once we undock from the station, I believe. Stability is 10 because it's a star photos, of course. Heavy industry, fuel production, mining, refining, all the stuff you could ever want, including heavy batteries and some gamma cores in here too. Interesting. Okay, then let's just see what we're looking at back here. El Dorado, of course. Good old El Dorado. Yes, our tiny fleet, of course, is capable of moving quite a distance, and the new colonies are where exactly? Brighton, once again on this side. Yes, over here, D-Man. Good old Brighton. Ludwig George over there, some players. I'm not sure about our standings at the moment, but I think we should be hostile with the pirates at the very least. The other factions I'm not so sure about. Okay, 2 more Brighton places. There's our colony over there. Next to Tritakion. And some far away places over here, including a black hole. It's not that we're going to fly over there anyhow, but you know, it's interesting regardless. Upper side, yes, we skipped the mission, of course. This will be our contact on where exactly? Where is he? On processing. That's always our starting position, I believe. The closest planet or station. It works for me. I'm not quite sure we will work for Tritakion anytime soon. Of course, the Nordic Path is already pretty active, including on Scrapyard, processing in Junkyard, apparently. I'm not quite sure we can do anything about that necessarily, because they will have a battle station some players. Eventually, people will discover their location. Or we do it ourselves, depending on what we want to do. But of course, we're not here to conquer the galaxy. We're only here to test drive the ships, essentially. Alright, well, that's quite a distance away. I'm not quite sure it's really too important. It is for the junkyard dogs, of course. And the very fancy uniform there, sir. Must be synthetic leopard skin, right? Okay, we can put it on the important list just in case. These ones we could chain together. There's the Brigantine, and the Brawler, and the Tanker. The converted variety. Whatever. So what's our strategic AI doing? There's some competition. We have low ship quality because we are scrappers, no surprises there. Powerful, unfriendly, the person league apparently. Okay, interesting. Doesn't say anything about money at the moment because we just started our campaign, of course. Let's just see about our faction standing. What's our standing indeed? Raiden is fine with us. That's good to know. Pirates are hostile. No surprises here. The hegemony is suspicious of us. Who knows why? And so is the person league. Alright, so ultimately we have a few friends in this universe, so good thing our home system is very well defended by all considerations. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? So let's just talk to our friend and see what we can do here. Goes in the opposite direction. I'm not sure it's really too interesting at the moment. I'm sorry, sir. A mule and some hounds here. Seems like a perfect fleet. I don't think we can be bothered with that, but what about the final target? Anything of interest, perhaps? Also needs in this nebula here next to the Brighton place, so at least we can refute there if we wanted to. But we already have a blockade runner, so I don't think this within our means at the moment. I'm sorry, sir. Maybe we come back later. Maybe we come back later indeed. In this case, I think we, plot a course maybe. That could be interesting. For our adventures here, these things we've marked as important. This one I don't care about, frankly. I'm not doing any trading here, I would think. And the Person League is pretty suspicious of us, so why would we work for them, ultimately? But I guess we can consider the options, since the work isn't super plentiful sometimes. Okay then, do we know anything in particular? Orange Primary Star can only be in here, right? Alrighty, so we see what we can do over there. Shouldn't be too far away, we have plenty of fuel at least. There we go, I set up my hotkeys again because of course this is not saved for whatever reason as default. But muscle memory is everything as we are well aware. And I think they were talking about the barren world, which hopefully shouldn't be too hard to find. But as a reminder, we're very rusty, so we shouldn't take things too lightly around here. And a couple of high-level bounties, including a trip-top lover. Okay, goodie. And Johnny L sounds like a sketchy character, right, doesn't he? Some fighting going on between some pirates and the Person League. We couldn't care less, of course. Yeah, the good old storms, but of course we cannot use our fancy ability at the moment, although... Alright, it's only a short ride. I think we can manage without for the time being. And lots and lots and lots of bounties, courtesy of the junkyard dogs. Too many deserters. I guess we aren't really popular in this universe anyway, right? Okay then. Let's see what we're looking at. I would suppose there's only one planetary body in here, so they can only be around Beta Sargon 1. Yeah, well, where else can they be? And that must be them, indeed. Well, hello there, ladies. So this time around, we're leading a bridge routine, of course, escorted by a gunship and an escort frigate with an unhinged officer. Of course, a bridge routine with a level 5 officer. It's not super easy, I would think, and they also get more powerful shields. They inflict more damage, and they're also super maneuverable, which is not something we want to see on the bridge routine in particular. And this thing has witch weapons essentially. Okay, at least it comes with structural damage, but so does my ship incidentally. Okay, autocannon, devastator, couple of point defense weapons. Okay, in this case, we probably should keep a tighter formation, because this thing can run circles around my ship, I would think, right? Can it not? Technically, I have higher top speed. But this is a commerce radar. And there's double the hull integrity. 612 armor. I have double the armor, but half the hit points essentially. Okay. Then we better hope for the best. And move into engage. And yes, the game seems to think it's more important because of the commander experience primarily. Yes, thank you, game. So everyone on deck, of course, except for the tanker. And then we do what exactly? Yeah, I think we keep a tighter formation and try to focus fire on the bridge routine. And the carrier hopefully can help out too. And I don't think he would perform very well as an escort, right? Well, I don't think he would. Alright, I'm not too confident in my mining blasters ultimately, right? No. We hope for the best. Don't pay sight too eagerly though, that's the main consideration. This thing is annoying. But it should not be sending up too much punishment at all. Yeah, there we go, excellent. Yeah, don't pay sight too eagerly, that's important. Technically, I do have the maneuvering jets, which probably doesn't help a whole lot right now. My weapon range is not exactly outstanding, wouldn't you think? Yeah, okay. Well, my ship is a little bit damaged, so we need to keep this in mind, of course. And inflict a little bit of flux on me, too. Okay, try to keep some distance here when my flux stay along the way, pretty please. Okay, the bridge on TN is behind us, which is not really good at the moment, but maybe we can finish off that gunship back here. Seems difficult, it's too maneuverable, of course. The gunship is kicking my ass because the shields are not very good at the moment, as it would appear, but that's the problem. It's a problem indeed. That doesn't bode well when it comes to chances against the bridge on TN, I have to say. Right, so the gunship has been chased off, but it's not really damaged at all, from what I can see. Yeah, that's what you get for starting out as a level 1 officer, and you already have to fight a level 5 dude back here, at least on the bridge on TN. Or a, well, map, I'm sorry. Can we get rid of this thing pretty please? Come on, we can make it happen, I'm sure. Get in here by drones. Nope, couldn't finish it off, of course. My friends are keeping the bridge team busy, which is something, but ultimately we need to have better results back here. Yeah, it's taking us toward the bridge team, I'm sure. Some help here, pretty please. Apparently the gunship is more than a match for my stupid shields here. That's a concern. Wasn't expecting that already, to be frank. Okay. Don't want to get flanked by the bridge on TN, naturally. I don't think we've inflicted any damage over here. That seems unlikely. Yeah, I just can't get in range for the gunship, of course. And this thing is ominously over the horizon, sort of. Combat readiness, of course, is 70 for the entire fleet at the moment. This thing is 85 because of a bonus, I suppose. I just can't get in range for this stupid thing. Maybe some drills will be on target. We have to see about this. After all, it's a gunship. But I'm taking a little bit of damage outside of optimal weapon range, but not a whole lot, and this thing is still intact. Seriously, yeah? Okay, finally we're showing through its armor. Who knew a gunship could be such an obstacle already? But I think it's a gun, I hope. There we go. They finished off our frigate over there. What a surprise. Yeah, didn't quite manage to dodge this, of course. And the fucking gunship is still intact. Well, sort of. It's severely damaged, of course, but it's still around. That's a problem. Now the bridge team is coming for revenge, I'm sure. Can I please finally finish off that stupid thing? There we go. Finally, took us long enough, frankly. Okay, now the bridge team is very angry, of course. That doesn't bode very well when it comes to our chances against that thing, all things considered. It really does not. Speaking of which, where is the bridge team actually? It's too far away to see. Combat readiness is severely decreasing on the smaller ships, of course. And I've taken some damage to my... what is that? I think it's the left, yes. Left armor is a bit damaged. Right, level 5 officer. I don't see any damage on that thing, of course. Nada. But I don't want my first battle to end in failure, of course. Although it seems extremely likely at the moment, considering how things are going. That's what we get for starting out as a green character, right? Okay. Yeah, what can I do, realistically speaking? I only have some asteroid blasters on my destroyer at the moment. This technically is a cruiser, of course, and it's coming right for me. Launch the rest of the drills, maybe. That will hopefully work. Yeah, can maybe overload the shields. There we go, maybe. Doesn't seem to care though. Ultimately, I don't need to be in front of these guns. Okay, broadside against that thing, but my shields are not doing very well at the moment. Yeah, alright, I'm taking a beating, but so does she, right? So there we have it, excellent. That was a fight quite concerning here, but managed to do it after all. Okay, goodie, but so far for standing up against the level 5 character immediately. Almost ended in disaster with our boarding scrapper here. Interesting. Yeah, so reckless, of course. All the pirates seem to be reckless in this universe, as one might think. But this was not an easy fight. Yeah, this thing, of course, was damaged, but it served its purpose of distracting the enemies. Can't ask so much more, VD. VD cannot, right? Yeah, what's heavy? The metal. The supplies, I think I'd rather jettison some heavy machinery, to be honest. And this thing we can install, I suppose. Good. Wow, that was quite a journey, wasn't it? Okay. We got one story point for our trouble. Yeah, commission and the bounty, of course. And this was only a baby bounty, essentially. And we blooded our noses, I guess. I guess since we're here, we can maybe take a look at that. Yes, thank you. Thank you. One misclick and tutorial is still in the game, of course, unfortunately so. Anything worth engaging? There's some also drones with lots of bonuses and we are in no shape to fight at the moment, I'm sorry. Okay, and think we took a look at another bounty over here, some players. But at the moment we appear to be in need of some repair. And the card does do let us look still. After all, we could really use some repairs. And as scrappers aren't going to shoot other scrappers, right? Or smugglers for that matter. But that was a well-earned victory. Yeah, one misclick and tutorial. You know, what can I do? Don't think I can disable the tutorial afterwards or something like that. Yeah, all of the bounties, courtesy of junkyard dogs, is interesting. Don't remember seeing this before. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of looting puffer cells everywhere. Emergency burn and the puffer fleet, of course. Then we better disappear. Because I don't want that shit on my ass, so if you don't mind. Okay, hello there, pressure station. Okay then, welcome to pressure station. Anything on offer here by chance? Yes, some very large ships we cannot possibly afford at the moment. And of course, we want to try out a junkyard dog vehicles and not the Carter's Free Traders offerings. We also picked up some spare weapons. Maybe we should take a look at them, because the autocannon is a very good firearm. General purpose, you know. Very versatile. Always gas up when we can. And the asteroid blaster wasn't so impressive, to be honest. But I think these ones are the most disappointing. 700 range. 800 range. Or is there anything else you can swap on here? These are the Carter weapons, I think. Yes, indeed they are. Maybe it's just a matter of familiarity or lack thereof. I guess I just need to practice with these things, because on paper they don't look so terrible. So we keep trying, I suppose. And you picked up compromised armor. And also our light frigate was destroyed. Hence the structural damage, I would think. That's too bad. Maybe there's an officer available for hire. A mercenary officer. I'm not sure we can afford this, really. We do for story point. And she is cautious, but level 6 with helmsmanship, ballistic mastery, energy weapon specialization, which we cannot really provide at the moment. Although I'm using energy weapon, but it's still classified as a ballistic one. Okay, I think it's fine. I think it's fine, my friend. You will take control of the other frigate for the time being, until we can find something else for you. That should give us a nice boost in overall combat effectiveness, I think. Yeah, alright, then we proceed to another bounty if there's still time for that. Maybe something else in the vicinity. 60 days really shouldn't be a problem. Although this guy, of course, can be as difficult as the last pirate we killed. And there's no way to tell what level he is. We have a missile frigate. We don't know about the equipment, of course. These are not shabby ships, but they have lots of D-mods. Binary star system. It's a pretty large constellation. Is it part of the same one? No, it's part of the nebula. Of course, I don't readily see a binary star system in here. Maybe this one? This could be a part of the same system, but so can this be. So we have to take a guess here. Toxic wood. Alright, then we set an intercept course to see what we can do. Using our fancy jump ability. If we can make this happen. Yeah, money won't be a problem, except for buying some of the larger ships. Yeah, lots of traffic around here, but I think we can manage for them. We do have very little fuel consumption at the moment, so we can spam this a couple of times. And then we overshoot our target, so a toxic wood I said, I think it was. Okay, there is no toxic vote in here, so this is indeed a binary star system, but also the wrong star system. That's not a big surprise. Yeah, since the game is reportedly unstable because of the VRAM limitation, we save it frequently. But honestly, do something stupid or run the game for hours and hours and hours, which we may actually... well, there could be a problem. But the system should be capable of handling Starsector as is. But not at 4K, of course. Otherwise, I think it runs fine at the moment. So a toxic planet, I think that we're looking for. There's a watchtower here. Then we picked a great location to have a fight. Hopefully this artillery station isn't active at the moment, otherwise we're looking at some problems. Don't fly through the star, pretty please. Of course, it's dangerous out here, and we also have condensed down the galaxy because of our settings at the start. So there will be some remnants around here and Explorarium closer than we would like to inhabited space. And of course, it's not this particular one, or maybe I'm mistaken, there's something around here. And this must be our target. Indeed it is. And artillery is firing too. Okay, another level 5 officer aggressive on the ballista. Equipment for exactly. Single torpedo. Heavy autocannon. I've seen a lot worse actually. So it's a bit under-equipped potentially. Degraded shields is structural damage. But still has more hit points than I do, right? Yes, maybe I should invest some story points to get rid of my whole integrity malus there. That could be a terrible idea. Otherwise, I would be a match for this missile cruiser or destroyer even. Yeah, eben has more armor than my ship. Otherwise, we bring level 1 officer on the bounder. Pirate modifications as an S-mod. And a couple of frigates. Okay, 1 frigate and 1 scout, which is not really a threat to us. Otherwise, they get more speed, they get more maneuverability for their missiles, and also weapon recoil is reduced. Okay, then. So once again, I think we keep a tighter formation, just as a precaution. That could be a good idea. I didn't check his speed, but hopefully it isn't too speedy, right? And you can keep distracting the enemies for now, I think that's acceptable. Yeah, you do have more ECM rating because at the moment we are clueless as to what that could be. I think I will try to keep this thing busy maybe with my drones. They aren't super fast, but they should act as a distraction. The doof, of course, is not really worth shooting at. My drones can do that, I'm sure. But don't get too eager here. He's still a baby pilot. And also rusty. After all, it's also level 5 officer, and they have a flare launcher on that thing. That's a special ability. The autocannon work. But the shields aren't up to much here. That's good to see. But neither are mine for that matter, right? Neither are mine for that matter. So we found our match again, courtesy of the officer. Would you please get off the way, lady? Thank you. I guess we have another target then, because someone's incoming over here with their very aggressive flying. Maybe we can overwhelm the shields here for our drones. Yeah, you're toast, buddy, with your... That's what I figured. Alright, you're almost also a toast here, but not quite. I'm also in weapon range. I'm too slow to get in range at the time. BD. Our carrier was blown apart again. So these easy level bounties aren't so easy after all as it seems. Yeah, I just can't get in range. It's too quick for me. In this case, we focus on the bounder maybe. There we go. Thank you, drones. Take this thing around. I think I'd rather face a missile destroyer compared to the Brilliantine, frankly. There we go. I think I should finish him off, hopefully. Although I'm not inflicting as much damage against the whole, you know. Excellent. I think it should be all of them. But we lost 2 ships, I believe, in total. Apparently there's someone else around. Alright, this guy is still around. Reckless, of course, level 1, but still reckless. I think I should be able to manage with my light destroyer. I would hate the standard destroyer, yes. Not very sturdy because of all the mods. Well, it wasn't quite as hard-earned as the previous victory, but I think it wasn't exactly a cakewalk here, right? Because we lost 2 ships, for instance. Or pursued a frigate, which is mostly good against more ships. Yeah, not destroy necessarily. And the carrier doesn't seem to have the stopping power ultimately. Yeah, this thing is a piece of trash. And I guess we get some replacements from the junkyard home system. I think that's fine. First things first, we have to escape from the system. And we also got some, yeah, little items for our trouble. Not super useful for this run, but we take it. Alright, I don't want to jettison these ideally. What else is so heavy? It can only be the supplies, right? Yeah, we don't really have the equipment or the storage space for that. But that's too bad. Okay, and now we wave goodbye to the artillery station. And that where exactly? I guess we could check out this tiny colony. Of course, we have no star shots at the moment, but let's just get out of here, shall we not? Looks like something explosive, frankly. Who knows, there could also be some hostile ships in here, other than the bounty, of course. But I'd rather not find out. Probably Explorarium wide. Yeah, indeed. And they're doing the 4X stuff in the background. Always good when it happens. As long as we have the upper hand, after all. Maybe a small freighter wouldn't be such a terrible idea, just to make sure we can actually hold the supplies we loot from the enemies. That would be smart. I don't think we're going to investigate any distress signals. An active gate, okay. Interesting. But only one planet around this orange star. I suppose we could do some scavenging while we're here. We burned off some supplies, I'm sure. Thank you. We aren't really set up for this, despite being a scrap on everything. Not exactly impressive or anything like this. There is a miner back here and a couple of other transports. Okay then, maybe they're worth a look. But not if they require story points, so I don't think we will. And we have a nebula back here, but it's hardly what we're looking for. Freighter on the other hand, maybe. I don't think I care in particular ultimately. Destroyer Leader Dome, that's a pretty decent vehicle. With some ice buckets. Not going to complain, this may actually be worth a story point. Yeah, this thing is certainly worth a story point. I guess we take it. Although we don't have a crew really for that at the moment. Yes, thank you. Some cargo boats we can now pick up, I believe. Destroyer Leader does have some other space available, of course. And this is a frigate. I think it's the converted tanker, isn't it? Yeah, wow, that's not really worth spending a story point on. Not in a million years. Okay, fantastic. Let's just say hello to these people. And then outfit our destroyer leader if there's some equipment around. Oh, what's that? Doof. Is that even worth stopping for? Lots of debris around here for whatever reason, though. That's interesting. Yeah, crew under strength, but this being a ludic church place, there shouldn't be any problem of fixing that. Welcome aboard. Heavy drone we can install someplace, I think that's fine. I don't need high resolution sensors, chip components, or the serving equipment, frankly. That's not what we're here for. Okay, then, I'm not sure I want to fly this thing as my flagship at the moment, but maybe we can assign an officer to it. Although they will lose some crew cohesion, of course. That's a much more suitable vehicle for you. And it comes pretty well equipped with some weapons. Although seeing the heavy mortar on here is probably, well, probably not very well equipped then. But the autocannons are pretty nice. We should have at least one autocannon if we do. Harpoons. As a reminder, the high explosive, okay, against hull primarily and armor. Point defense laser times 4. Okay, it's not a point defense weapon, but it's the only energy weapon we have access to right here. Doesn't look too terrible, and you do have ballistic mastery. I do not upgrade it at the moment. Helmsmanship should help on this destroyer leader. I guess these PT lasers could theoretically benefit from the energy weapon specialization. I don't know what difference does it make, right? I don't hate the idea of harpoons. But otherwise we only have the basic section available. Okay, I guess it will be fine. Degraded engines. If we knew something about fighters, I would probably put in the converted hangar bay. But I don't think we can buy this from their station, right? Actually, it's right here. I guess it's quite a coincidence. Yeah, this goes the other way, yes. Yeah, for cargo capacity. But of course we want the opposite. Should synergize pretty well with drone and fighter support. Although it is only a converted hangar, of course. Energy integration. We don't have a need for that. We have full hull integrity and full armor, and our D-mod is degraded engines, which does what exactly? Okay. 15% less speed and maneuverability. You're not very speedy at all. But of course you're pretty well armored, at least twice of what I can muster. At least in terms of full integrity. Yes, I think we go with armored weapon mounts, always a solid pick. Pirates seem to love these, of course. Every little bit helps. No kidding, yes sir. Fetch deck, It is cheap, I think we go for that. Then we install the heavy drone we have in our cargo hold, which apparently is too pricey already, despite not even investing anything in capacitor and vents. So we have to go with the smaller option. After all, converted hangar also increases the price of these fighter blueprints and whatnot. So they have the Kaizen, but thankfully it's not the crappy pirate variety. The Broadsword is a bit underwhelming, except for the armor on that thing. Only has light machine guns. That's the main problem. Are we going to use this for close defense for the most part, or what? So I guess we go with the cheaper option for now. Try to put some vents and capacitors in here. Not exactly the greatest loadout, but it should be suitable for at least a little bit. I think I'm warming up to these buster cannons here. They aren't that shabby. At least against some less dangerous opponents. So anything else we can get from back here? Maybe a little frigate to guide us back to junkyard territory. But nothing of interest except for some Cerberuses and a kite. I think I'd pass on that. Yeah, probably. 63 supplies. It's a Terran world, coincidentally, interesting. Of course, supplies will be kinda pricey back here, but we cannot be picky. And the spare weapons we cart along for the time, I think is fine. Maybe we can do some bounty since we are within range of an working comm system, I hope. Anything of interest back here? Anything not too far away? Well, that's essentially right around the corner. So we have a Shrike, I see. After all, here are Etra, Tachyon, and Deserter, right? Of course, Shrikes are also employed by the pirates, like this one. We could do both. I'm guessing there is enough time, maybe? Or maybe not. I think we can only do one, right? We have some survey data on both systems. I think there was a volcanic planet in here, right? I think. Of course, you cannot really see it from this screen, so what is I guess? Barren, and indeed there's a volcanic world in here. So once again, could be either of those, but I don't want to mess with an artillery station if you don't absolutely have to, if you don't mind. For understandable reasons. Yeah, I think there was only one Baron war though, right? If I'm not misremembering. And this ship, right, it's a gunship, and they have some friends over here. It's hardly worth flying in this direction, to be honest. But this is a 50-50 chance, and we may come up empty-handed, you know, because of this very reason. Of course, also Baron wood in here, just noticed. In this case, we keep ignoring this because, well, we come up empty-handed regardless. It seems pretty likely. So back to Junket Dog Space we go. Which, of course, is quite a distance away, so a stopover will be in order. Maybe we say hello to the pirates, for instance. Maybe there's something to jump in the meantime. At the moment, we're not officially at war with anyone, I think, though. I mean, it is on the way. Maybe we find something here, who knows. Okay, goodie. Whatever. Whatever, indeed. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well, that's my thought process. I don't, neither of these fleets are really worth engaging with a destroyer leader. Need something bigger to sink our teeth into. Tougher's big here too. I suppose they are a nuisance for a good reason. At least considered as such. Something drifting for here someplace. Yeah, probably very small ship. Don't think it's really worth stopping. Or stopping for, sorry. Time's of the essence, so would you please speed up the process? Thank you very much. So, a Baron wood and a volcanic wood. Which one shall it be? No one back here, alright. No one back here either. It only leaves the volcanic wood to the space south. Which probably isn't populated as well. So we came up empty-handed, presumably. At least we will. But so far so good, we had 2 bounties, and both of them, well, we did complete with some difficulty. It's not too shabby for our first outing. And, oh, there's actually someone around here. And it's the Shrike one, so it pays better, even, well, more fortunate than in this case. So level 5 officer aggressive on the Shrike. We do have a safety override. Scorch Cannon. I don't readily remember what that does. And the Reaper Launcher. Typhoon, I think it's a quadruple rotating cylinder wide or something like this. Then we have a Rosatom. Autocannon. As we know with the other gunship, these are forced to be reckoned with. Also an officer right on one of those ships. Yeah, level 2, Reckless on the Cerberus. With Vulcan Cannons and an Autocannon. And the Brave. Otherwise, they do get some bonuses, flux capacity, peak performance rating, and fighter damage, but I don't see any fighters, thankfully. Okay, moving to engage. I think you will do your own thing, ma'am, probably. Do we need to stick together? I think the destroyer leader can handle itself, I would hope. So, 1 for each. After all, you are cautious, but I can stick together. Let's see how we can do with that. So, what's your target? I think we focus on the Rosatom, maybe. Yeah, you keep the other guy busy. Let's make sure we don't get flanked here. Yeah, dodge this, huh? There we go. Excellent, fantastic. So then we swing around and help out over there. Because I can see we have some flux problems on the destroyer leader because of the Shrike more than anything else. And once again, the Adorable is blown to smithereens. Open up with the drip volley again, I think, right? Probably a good idea. Yeah, just gotta get it range. The Shrike is very maneuverable. So, all these drill missiles were wasted, presumably. Okay, and we're doing it out with the Cerberus over theirs. Not sure it's really a good idea right now. Yeah, okay, this thing is extremely maneuverable, as you can tell. A lot faster than I could hope to be. Do we really have to help out over there? I don't think we can, really, lady. We have other problems at the moment. Then again, the destroyer leader probably isn't that nimble. My escort is doing its best. So once again, no one can really disable each other's shields. But we're very aggressive there, Mr. Level 5 Pilot. If only I could finish the job there once in a while, wouldn't that be slow? My weapons even sound like pea shooters. Alright, what's the situation over there, Mr. Destroyer Leader? Are you telling me you cannot destroy a single light frigate over here? It's almost gone, but not quite. No armor remaining. But I think I need the escort. So we're running a little bit short on escort vessels already. How can I be helped at the moment with other concerns? Destroyer Leader should be better equipped on paper to deal with 2 frigates, because it's a Destroyer Leader. It's set up to deal with smaller warships. There goes the Cerberus and Beers. I think I have slightly better shield damaging weapons, but only slightly. Here's the better experience, of course. I had to load my shields temporarily, but there we go. Well, fantastic. But it was not too easy. Now we need to help out over here, ideally. I think it was worth trading some armor for that. Is someone trying to run away? Yeah, apparently so. And the Destroyer Leader is giving chase very slowly. I don't think my drones have any prospect of getting in range there. This seems unlikely. Yeah, even with maneuvering jets. Just isn't good enough. Well, we killed the leader, so we should be getting the bounty, I hope. If not, we just run him down with auto-resolving. It's not like we have a rule remaining at the moment, right? Okay, so once again... I mean... We have to retreat to the other area and pick up some ships along the way. Don't want to spend too many story points, even though for a mini-series it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't think we will. Just to try out some other vehicles, I think that's fine. Hopefully we did gain the bounty though. And it would appear we have. Well, excellent. So then we burn off the rest of the metal into supplies, presumably. We do have that ability, right? Oh, well, maybe not. I jettisoned all the stuff apparently. So let's just see about our level up. What would be suitable for me? Since we're using lots of drones, maybe looking at these points over here would be a good idea. Should also synergize quite well with our commissioned crew bonus. I guess that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe I could do something about my speed, because it's very slow. For the most part. Maybe also better shields could be a good idea. Technically, my asteroid blasters are ballistic weapons. But inflicting more damage across the board could be a good idea. And then I will also make this elite, I would figure. Yeah, these ones, of course, you cannot make elite, but I think it's acceptable at the moment. So, then we stop over at where exactly? Or we can just try to jump in here and dock in our military shipyard and junkyard, indeed. At least I think it's over there. So far, so good though. I'm not as rusty any longer after destroying a couple of pirates along the way. But as you can see, the officer experience discrepancy is pretty substantial in this game. It's important we make the correct decisions. I think it's 5 light years. Okay, we overshot our target ever so slightly. But at least we didn't have to fly through all these storms for it. We should have enough money to at least finance a couple of escorts and nothing else. And we have our massive fleets over here too. Always a sight to behold. So what are we doing at back here? We have quite a few drones. Level 6 is right? And of course, there we have an Alpha Core on the Star Fortress. What else would we set up for? Nothing else indeed. Yeah, the Fluffy. That could be interesting. It's also a heavy destroyer. Maybe I should switch ships then once in a while. 6 is more composite hardpoints after all. It doesn't look too shabby. Also has way more hull integrity and armor, of course. 0, why not? Sure, why not? I guess we try that. And from the open market we can get some escorts, I would hope. This thing would be a pretty good force multiplier earlier on in the campaign. Although it does have the damaged flight deck, of course. Maybe we do give it a comprehensive overhaul, but it will be pricier than the cost here. Probably double. There's our heavy combat tanker. But we also need some escorts, don't we? This is technically also an escort. I guess we experiment with that a tiny bit. Again. The Urksome is literally a flying asteroid. Maybe a little bit overkill at the moment, I think. I was looking for something a little bit smaller. But these are not really in good condition. Yeah, the drone tenders. I think this is the, yes, the modified variety. With a salvage gantry. Obviously, good to have one of those in the fleet, just for the supplies and whatever. Okay, otherwise, of course, you can fly to a different shipyard, no problem. To buy a different ship, and of course, we also need to hire more crew now. Our casualty rate has been pretty substantial. But of course, that's the usual theme in this game. And we have to pay every single one of those guys. Maybe I won't be switching right away, we have to see about this, but this thing looks better on paper certainly. And the special ability is the burn drive. Defective manufacturing for the drones, not exactly ideal. This thing of course has substantial damage, especially when it comes to the shields and the armor, but the whole at least. I did have some problems with the shields in particular. Alright, let's just see what weapons we can equip here before we continue. These drones, unfortunately, are permanently built in. Alright, so only good for point defense then, I think. These should probably be an auto fire. So this will be my primary manual firearm if I were to go for that. Only small hard points, unfortunately. Shock cannon. I think we picked up this from the pirates, maybe. 750 range. Good against armor. Not so good against anything else. Of course, it's one of our faction weapons, essentially, but it's only a small variety. Yeah, selection is not exactly outstanding at the moment, except for the light autocannons we could mount on here. That may be an option. Do we have any in reserve by chance? No, we don't. There's also anti-shield. As if the asteroid buster cannons. 600 range. I think these have 700 range. Yeah, so did they do? Okay, I think I'll put 2 out a pair of those then. Maybe a single barrel variety and a double barrel variety. That should keep a flux dissipation in check, maybe. Yeah, that's maybe a good idea. And these need to be an auto fire. Otherwise, I don't have any medium turrets, unlike the other destroyer. So that's something to keep in mind, perhaps. 750 range. I mean, they aren't shabby. Once I can overcome the shields, of course. But battleships can also do it for me. So maybe I focus on the shields primarily. That may not be a terrible idea. And these should be pretty flux efficient, I hope. How many do we get? I think it's unlimited, yes, on these anti-fighter swarmers. So they can be an auto fire, I guess that's fine. It's probably some equipment for our smaller warships anyhow. And some Vulcan cannons, I think that's fine, because otherwise that's my point defense. So these guys will be an auto fire. The other one I fire manually, these hard points. They also should be more accurate as a consequence, being hard point and everything. I guess I try that, even though I also lose cohesion with my crew, right? Or whatever, I think it's fine. It's only mini-series after all. So let's just see what we want to do here. Certainly there's lots more armor and tool integrity. And the other destroyer can be an escort now. Yeah, I think we should up armor this thing just a tiny bit. Yeah, the pirates love their turrets and their cannons and whatever. So this should work quite nicely. Yeah, what's my top speed anyway? It's 60. So I'm a little bit sluggish then apparently. Which may not be to my liking. We'll see about this. Yeah, once I can get in range, I think I can inflict some serious damage. Or at least I will have some staying power. Because I cannot get out of harm's way looking at my statistics back there. So we make it extra beefy then presumably with 8,400 tool integrity. For a ship of this size, it's pretty decent, wouldn't you think? Just to make sure I can keep this thing intact for quite some time. And once in a while, we can maybe also upgrade the weapon loadout. Yeah, okay, goodie. This may be a little bit overkill, but I guess we try that. It should be really sluggish now. But it's also extremely beefy. So make sure we can advance some flux along the way. Okay, well, I guess I'll try it. Once I can get in range. And you will be an escort vessel down, just in case. So you take too much damage, you're probably going to retreat, right? We do have the automation available. Okay, I guess we tried it, otherwise we make you cautious, maybe, because this thing doesn't have any staying power, really. For the most part, you are commanded by an officer, so this wouldn't apply. Otherwise, you have the drone tender, which has these things here, the manticores. The other weapons are fully built in, so we just go with the standard variety, I think. Yeah, I guess we just go with the standard variety. I think that's fine. And we pick up a light machine gun for our trouble. I was hoping for something a little bit more substantial, but for an escort, I think that's fine. We hang back there, we don't worry about anything, and blast the enemies with our missiles. I think that's the idea. Okay, then. Maybe one additional bounty, and then we call it quits for today. Something that isn't too far away, ideally. We can also talk to our contact. If I were to remember where he was. Alright, processing. Sure, why not? Anyone waiting at the bar? Potentially there's an officer, for instance. Hello there. What can he do for us? A steady and level 1 with ordnance expertise. You know what? It sounds good to me. You take control of my old destroyer party, please. We can also level up our second in command. So what are you flying at the moment? It's the light frigate, right? Or the heavy frigate? I think it's a heavy frigate. That should work, I hope. Okay, interesting. Starsector is a very good game. I'm enjoying it a lot. The only unfortunate thing is that every single time Starsector receives an update, of course all the mods break, and I have to wait around for months for them to be updated, or do it myself, or at least attempt to. Oh, hello there, sir. We're back for other work, if you don't mind. Anything of interest? Ship sailor, a destroyer. Oh, I don't think I'm going to part ways with one of my ships at the moment. We are a little bit short on firearms overall, if you don't mind. But the bounty token could be interesting. Okay, a heartfelt, a hound, and her bar. Quite a distance away, sir. Anything closer by chance? We just came from there, man. Yes, that's the system with the artillery station. I don't think it's worth the hassle, frankly. And this one will be too beefy for us to handle regardless. Yeah, we have an eradicator in here. And some puffer idiots. I don't think I will. I'm sorry, friend. Sir, whatever. Station commander. So sir is probably appropriate. I'm sure there's no shortage of work anyhow. We just have to look for it. Can of course also go with the regular bounty board. I mean, this is the regular bounty board. This is the mod bounty board. No target information in particular about this individual. Yellow primary star. Probably this one, I would think. Okay, we have an hammerhead and a couple of escorts. Speaking of escorts, we should probably also pick up one of those, shouldn't we? Okay, 64,000 bucks, but of course we are a little bit under-equipped at the moment when it comes to our abilities to fend off small warships. And if a Gremlin, a Mounter, Cerberus, a Miner, a Shepherd, and a converted freighter back there. I'm not too frightened of those, but I have quite a few of them, and we have, no, not really much at all to offer. Except for some larger warships. And she did struggle last time, didn't she? On the destroyer leader. Yeah, these are really in terrible condition. But of course we have more available in the system. Oh, there's a red carrier again in pristine condition. Okay, could be a good addition. Yes, thank you, thank you. I know how it works. I don't think we're going to worry about the black market anytime soon. We want to be on a good graces, right? And this thing will, of course, be equipped with the heavy drone, right? Ado is not very fast. Ado, we can just use auto refit here, I believe. Works for me, to be honest. Maybe some carrier-related blueprints here we have available for automation. I think it should be avoiding combat anyhow, but every single time we deployed our carrier it got blasted despite having only PD weapons, so beats me frankly. That could be good for carrier, we have to see, otherwise we just make you cautious, I guess, just in case. Automation should do the trick in this scenario, I hope. Don't want to lose these things all the time, you know. Okay, and then we pick up maybe one additional frigate along the way from Scrapyard. I don't think a level 3 colony would offer anything, to be honest. And Eldorado is currently hostile. I don't think we're going to bother with that. And please don't fly through the star all the time. Yes, I do have some story points. But I think we keep them in reserve for now. Yeah, lots of ships around here. Speaking of which, are they worth picking up? It's a tanker, light carrier. Sure, why not? After all, we are scrappers. Oh, this one is really in terrible shape. It's also a little bit too large, frankly. Defective manufacturing, compromised armor, and unreliable subsystems. I guess we can consider it expendable, but we don't tell it to the crew, of course. There's a tanker. I don't need a tanker, really. For a story point, it's unnecessary. Yeah, it's in terrible condition. Oh, it's also an irksome back here. That's probably more our size. Yeah, we don't want compromised hull on the flying asteroid of all things. Oh, can it even have compromised hull? It's an asteroid, man. Maybe it's about to break apart. It could be. There's another ship, really. Tugboat, I guess it's how these things arrive in orbit. Right, there should be all of them on this deck at least. Another Star Fortress, I just saw that. Of course, there's another Star Fortress. Okay, and this thing we equip exactly how? If you keep it around at all, but there is some heavy drone in here too. But really is in terrible shape. Maybe we should just strip it and sell it, since I did adjust the values for that in the other season. So, selling ships is a somewhat profitable operation. Not super profitable, but this is an insult. And they do have another military shipyard back here too. If only the ship quality was up to something. But of course, the strategic AI was considering that as a problem. And rightfully so. Okay, well, we just picked up a carrier. Do we need to buy one? I don't think we do. And from the military shipyard, we can get some Pursue frigates. It's also a large drone tender with 3 drones in total. I guess I'd rather have this one than the carrier. But it's also not an escort, you know. The heavy destroyer. Also very slow. Escorts need to be faster than that. Fetching. Oh, that must be new vehicle. I haven't seen this before. After all, they did update Junkyard Docks a couple of times over the course of the mini-series and the other campaign. That is probably a new addition. Endurance, a regular destroyer with 120 top speed. That could be the escort we are looking for. Although it's slightly larger. Mr. Autoforge. Sounds like something I would be interested in. You can also pick up another cute, of course. This one has a good hull integrity and armor. Yeah, I guess this thing is really not worth keeping around. Yeah, just strip this thing here and set the rest. I guess it's fine. It's a bit too large for my liking, but I guess you can't be too picky. So this thing is installed by default. Unreliable subsystems. Yeah, that's not too great, right? We can install the engineering crews for the inevitable malfunctions. Do we know hardened subsystems yet? I wasn't really looking for, well, these blueprints did I know. There we go. Probably a standard equipment for everything going to run. Okay, so what's our special ability again? I think it was the flare launcher, okay. Not the most effective missile, yeah, anti-missile defense I should say, of course, but still, could be good. Otherwise, we only have one hard point and a couple of these turrets. Huh. So it's a bit of a one-trick pony then, I guess. Do we have any auto forges already here? Expanded missile racks, whatever. Do we have that? No, we don't, right? It's fancy equipment we need to learn from these blueprints. This one is given by the mod, not by the game itself. It's a different thing entirely. Sprint missiles. Okay, essentially talk about hit points for the missiles. And otherwise, how can we contribute once the missiles are out? We have an ion beam we found someplace. Of course, it's also compatible with energy weapons, but the smaller ones are usually pretty short range, except for the tactical laser. And this one is a, well, suppression weapon, not really good for offense. At least from what I do remember. But isn't it the only long-ranged weapon in here? Relatively speaking. But 2 tactical lasers, they don't really do a whole lot. They really don't. The ship is too large for these actually. That's a primary firearm for Wolf, maybe, but not a destroyer. It's not as the primary weapon. Yeah, right. About 50 against shields. EMP, charged explosive. Yes, as you can see, as scrappers and miners, we inflict tons of damage against armor and hull, but the shields not so much by comparison. Okay, why don't we go with a dual layout? Maybe, hopefully it will be good enough. We have to see about this. And the missile hardpoint needs to have something very decent because it's essentially our primary firearm. And what would be suitable for that? Dürfe drill, which is not really all that good at the moment. The jackhammer gives us a 6 bow torpedoes. But this is a large mount, yes, indeed it's a large mount. These are only medium hardpoints. These medium launchers. I suppose we have to swap it out later. But all of these are not really suitable right now for the problem at hand. Okay, then we go with some inaccurate torpedoes, and otherwise we pester people with our drone, I guess. Okay, good aim. This is probably pointless, but we need this additional weapon mounts, which we don't have at the moment. So this is really a one-trick pony. We need a suitable and also decent large missile system. And these parts, we don't have one of those. Yeah, what energy integration? So we put on the EMP shield, I guess. Yes, thank you. Doesn't matter for auto weapons anyway. The AI will handle it, no problem. Okay, then I think we do a bounty and afterwards we call it Christmas recording session. I don't feel super confident, but maybe we can manage. There's some decent ships available. Although they are slightly too large, ultimately, at least as far as I'm concerned. It's probably right here, isn't it? Okay, let's just gas up and get going. And maybe get rid of some excess here we don't need. Maybe also the weapons, but there's usually no point when it comes to selling to weapons, right? I think. And we need more supplies than that. That should be good, so off we go. After some repairs, I guess, once more. Not a mercenary officer. Oh, it depends, what can you do there? Cautious, level 4. You do have missile specialization. That is probably the deciding factor currently. Of course, the mercenary officers we cannot train. I do this thing should be cautious, yes. But I do believe the missiles are mounted on the drones and not the vehicle itself. So I don't think this will actually apply. No, probably not. Okay then. Hopefully it synergizes with these jackhammers there. We'll see about that. Oh yeah, don't forget about saving the game just in case. Yeah, we're not going to do any colonial expansion in our little run. Lots of fleets in here, of course, a very well protected system. Maybe next time around we can graduate to a proper cruiser. Depends on how I can perform with the slow destroyer of ours. I think the main problem will be getting in range. Yeah, but what can I do? There's no time to react, so I guess. Enjoy the popcorn. But I don't eat popcorn really, and we don't need to fly through here, of course. Yeah, die stupid slipstreams. Okay, what was the target? Intelligence again. A gas, a giant, okay. That's probably the target system, I would think. There's only one yellow star in there, in this nebula. At least belonging to the same constellation. I don't think I will be too happy with my destroyer. Probably not, it's going to be too slow. You can also try out some of these escort packages next time we dock at the shipyard. To this next recording session. And is there a gas giant back here? Of course there is, also some pirates. Oh, fantastic. Pirate presence. Wow, what else is new? But we are not really equipped to take out the pirate station, even the smallest variety. Certainly plenty of activity back here. Either we only saw it briefly on the scope, and there we have it, patrolling. There's the makeshift sensor array. Yeah, don't interfere with our bounty, then everything will be hunky-dory. Oh, where are they? There they are, fantastic. Okay, just in case, save the game again and engage our foes in combat. They should be very eager to do this anyhow. So, wir bringen what to the table? A hammerhead and escorts. A level 5 officer aggressive. What's our equipment? Rocket pod, autocannons, heavy motor, unstable injector. This should at least cut down your combat rating derweit. No, it's still 420. I do have some bombers here, which is a part of the pirate mini-mod, I believe. So unfortunately, they get more armor. Minus 50% shield upkeep and plus 40% weapon durability. No, the other way around. Okay, the enemies, of course, can suffer malfunctions. Able to aggressive officer. Alright, it's not going to be an easy fight here, I would figure. But we try our best. We will indeed try our best, my friends. And I make some appropriate escort orders. For 41 supply points already, so that should be sensible back here. This thing should stay out of combat anyhow. You are pretty slow, aren't you? Oh, certainly faster than I am, of course, but there we go. With my armor, I don't really need an escort, but I'm very slow, so it's a problem. We will probably escort the destroyer leader. Of course, the pairing should make sense. Of course, escort orders also make our vehicles less maneuverable. I don't think I need a light standard carrier as an escort. I think I would try to keep the enemies busy for now until I order specific targets. At least I have burn drive, so there's that. I will stay closer to these people, presumably, if I can. Yeah, this thing can run circles around me. Like 3 times probably in total. But I think I have some problems over here, right? Yeah, then I take a missile to the face somewhere. These machines absorbed it. Oh yeah, it's the drone, right? The teleportation mine thingy they have sometimes. And you miss with the torpedoes. What a surprise there. Okay, the hammerhead is nowhere to be seen because I'm very slow indeed. Yeah, have fun there with the tactical laser, I think. I don't think I have a great prospect of hitting these guys. Yeah, everyone is run off, right? So what's actually the situation at the moment? Okay then. You should probably take care of business, and you would try to get in range for the hammerhead. Is probably more likely. Also more useful, frankly. And you will get in there instead of being my escort. Try to take this thing out. I know it's a gremlin, you know, so there's that. Nice try. Yeah, I took some severe damage on that because the mine went past the shields, I would think. Something like that. Oh, I see. We're coming over here to engage me now. That's a problem. Yeah, I'm just way too sluggish. I can absorb tons of damage, but getting in range seems to be a problem in the first place. I only have small health points after all. Yeah, don't get myself isolated. We don't want that. But Mr. Destroyer Leader is helping out, so maybe I can chance that. Make yourself useful, please. His salary is pricey. Yeah, I don't think this is a ship for me. Yeah, that may not be the ship for me, probably. Okay, so some damage already, but of course no one is in range to finish it off. Miners are not known to be very fast. There we go. You love your mining torpedoes, don't you, sir? I have more armor than you do, probably. Good thing I have tons of armor because my shields are being overloaded at the moment. So, a bit too aggressive there, sir, maybe. Didn't even dent my armor just now. That's pretty impressive. Then again, I'm a flying brick, essentially. Whatever we have it. Did we lose anything? No, I don't think we have. But we took some substantial damage on these ships here. Or at least our heavy frigate it is, of course. Anything worth recovering? Unreliable subsystems. We don't need a converted freighter ideally. So I don't think we bother with that. Good, good. Excellent. Maybe some more wreckage salvaging here. Although only a tiny bit because we're not expected to do much salvaging at the moment, right? Okay, 10,000 commission and a 64,000 reward for the bounty. I think that's pretty substantial here. Of course, we're not going to dock at the pirate station. Instead, we go to our colony. And then we call the Quizfest recording session. Good riddance to bad pirates, right? Let's just see what our colony actually looks like. Other than being tiny, of course. Okay, we have settled a desert world apparently. There's also a barren bewohnt world in here. A gas giant. We'll do some helium-free mining maybe. Now, of course, not the best selection we've ever seen at this tiny place, but the tanker is in surprisingly decent nick. Yeah, righty then. Okay, but I think that's all we can do for today. So, as usual, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.